Stupid people should wear signs, neon bright, so we can find a way to dodge their tangled mess, avoid their chaos more, say less. Wear a sign, wear a sign. Save me from your twisted line. Wear a sign, wear a sign. Nada, nada, don't waste your time. Politicians dance and spin, blatant lies with a practiced grin. Blame the moon, blame the stars, blame the traffic or faulty cars. You think they're 6, not 35, playing games to stay alive. Wear a sign, wear a sign. Save me from your twisted line. Wear a sign, wear a sign. Nada, nada, don't waste your time. Celebrities with tails so tall, lost my yacht, it's so small. It's hard being rich, don't you see? You're living in your fantasy.
Good evening, folks. It is Wednesday, May 27th, 2027. Welcome back to the program. It's Chris live in central Pennsylvania for this evening's broadcast. It's Night Owls. Didn't even give it a title tonight. I was busy earlier. It's broadcast. Just checking the sound out. That sounds good. Welcome. Hello to everybody. Just a small crowd here early on. Back to the old ways it used to be. Who else we got in the chat here? Oops, why is this chat not coming up? Okay, there we go. Dawn Yatza von Ensborg, Rolinda Emerald City refugee, Monica Velchamont needs to get in touch with me. Monica, I was just in Florida. You need to send me a note. And Neff, welcome to you. CB, welcome to you. Fluffy Navel, Peter O'Connor, good morning to you. And that's it in the chat. 19 people here. Wow. Do we not advertise it? It went out hours, well over an hour before it was going to come online, so I'm not sure. And even had a redirect here, so I'm not really sure what happened there. I guess that's just the way the cookie crumbles. I suppose I ought to give it a name. Let me go ahead and name this stream. So I have to give it a name. Let's see. Called it X scanning evening. Okay, so we're going to do a lot of X stuff tonight. Thank you, CB, for posting. Yeah, but I think maybe the title, or who knows? Who knows? It is Night Owl, but I had a divider bar there. I usually put a title, which gets people to come over and get their attention. So, yeah, I'm going to show you a lion here to begin with here, folks. We got a few things to show, but before I get to the lion, interesting thing that came up. The xenophobes have a point about people in the country of South Africa that just don't belong there. They're really, look, I'm not defending the xenophobes, but check this out. Of the Ghanaians who are supposed to be repatriated, only 10 of them actually were legally in South Africa. The first flight carrying Ghanaians took up a crowd's offer of repatriation in response to xenophobic violence left today. Of the 300 Ghanaians who were asked to leave, 290 were found to be in South Africa illegally. They declared themselves undesirable and not be able to return for a decade. Only 10 of the first 300 who responded to an offer from Accra were actually here legally. Wow. 290 undocumented. 26 deportees have been held at the repatriation center in Krugersdorp. Wow. That's crazy. That's pretty hefty. Anyway, we're going to do some X stuff tonight, and we're going to start with this one here. This is from, commentary account. Is this real? Yeah, it's real. So I'm not going to show it all on screen because I don't want to get a Fox News copyright, but I'm going to play a little bit of it. This is Carolyn Levitt. When is this? Is this recently? I don't know if this is recently. Problem with X is a lot of stuff is getting recycled now, so I don't know if this is recent.
Another matter, over the past few days, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard has unveiled shocking new evidence that former President Barack Obama and top aides in the Obama administration conspired to subvert President Trump's 2016 election victory and undermine the democratic will of the American people. While publicly pretending to engage in a peaceful transfer of power, in private, former President Obama went to great and nefarious lengths to try to sow discord among the public and sabotage his successor, President Trump. The new evidence released by the Director of National Intelligence, who is here with me today, confirms that the Obama administration manufactured politicized intelligence, which was later used as the justification for baseless smears against President Trump in an effort to try to delegitimize his victory before he even took the oath of office. The truth is that President Trump never had anything to do with Russia, and the Russia collusion hoax was a massive fraud perpetuated on the American people from the very beginning. Yep. And the worst part of this is Obama knew that truth, and so did all of the other corrupt officials involved in this scam, including former CIA Director John Brennan, former Director of National Intelligence James Clapper, former FBI Director James Comey, former Deputy Director Andrew McCabe, and many others. Director of National Intelligence...
So prosecute them. What is the Justice Department waiting on? Prosecute them. They committed crimes. So, yeah, that's the Russiagate plot. We all know about it. But this is based, ladies and gentlemen. This is Alice Weidel in the German parliament. If you don't speak German, which I think only Garrett, who doesn't seem to be here, only Garrett and I, probably maybe a few others understand it, but read the text. It'll be translated for you in English down there. Let me get myself up on the screen here so that I'm reacting to this. Wait just a second. So this is her in the German parliament. This rocks. She is based. This woman is based. I love it. Where the heck is my camera at? I got to find my small camera here. Sorry, folks. It's here we go. There it is. Okay, so let me put myself up here, okay? This is Alice Weidel. She is based. This is 2 minutes, 27 seconds, and it's going to rock your world.
Ein Extremist ist, wer eine zerstörerische Politik der offenen Grenzen installiert und aufrechterhält. Daran musste der US-Außenminister Marco Rubio gerade noch erinnern. Ein Extremist ist, wer unter dem Etikett von Corona-Maßnahmen Panik verbreitet und willkürlich Grundrechte einschränkt und Ungeimpfte mit Hilfe des öffentlich-rechtlichen Rundfunks mit Hasskampagnen überzieht und diffamiert und diskriminiert. Das Niederlachen.
Yep, she calls them out. She calls out the left. She calls out the CDU. She calls out all of these clowns.
Das kann ich mir denken. Ein Extremist ist, wer den Wohlstand der Bürger und der Nation mit ökosozialistischer Transformation zerstört. Ein Extremist ist, wer mit abgewählten Mehrheiten die Verfassung manipuliert, um sich einen Schuldenblankocheck auszustellen auf Kosten der Steuerzahler und der zukünftigen Generationen.
Ja, zukünftigen Generationen, ja.
Und jetzt kommen Sie dran. Ein Extremist ist, wer mit einer Hammerbande Andersdenkende überfällt und dafür mit dem Segen des bayerischen Ministerpräsidenten Söder auch noch Kulturpreise erhält vom Staat.
Yep.
Vom Staat belohnt, Gelenke und Leben
There's
zu
9 German
zertrümmern.
faces in the crowd.
Schämen sollten Sie sich dafür.
Ja, sie sollten sich schämen.
Ein Extremist ist, wer wie die Linke das System stürzen und Reiche erschießen oder in Arbeitslager stecken will und trotzdem von ihm mit unterwürfiger Anbiederung hofiert wird.
Yep. Kill the rich, the left.
Ein Extremist ist, wer unsere freiheitlich-demokratische Grundordnung, dem Pluralismus, weil Sie die ganze Zeit schreien, aber ich weiß, dass Sie das trifft, unsere Freiheit...
I love how she calls them out because they're over there running their mouths. Weil sie da schreien. Yep, it's hilarious.
Freiheitlich-demokratische Grundordnung, den Pluralismus, demokratische Grundprinzipien, bürgerliche Freiheiten und die Meinungsfreiheit abschaffen will, der ist ein Extremist.
Yeah, that is based. That is based. That is absolutely based. Alles Weidel. Yeah, they are terrified of her and the AfD. They're absolutely terrified of her. And yeah, she is a rock star. Alice Weidel from the AfD. Brilliant. That's what they're terrified of. Yep. 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 Now, this is hilarious. Check out this douchebag. This douchebag be gruesome Gavin Newsom. He even looks like a predator. Just look at him. He looks like a predator. Just his appearance. This is what he had to say about the $1.7 billion fund to compensate people for political persecution under the Biden regime after January 6th and for people whose channels were taken away and were censored.
One thing that I think we're going to try to do with your support is tax 100%. Anyone from California that receives any of those funds, we want to tax 100% of those proceeds. And that's an action the state of California can take. It's an action we look forward to taking. One thing that...
well, I call for an action we can take, that we will take against Gavin Newsom, is anytime the douchebag shows up in our state, we should just arrest him for being a douche. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, Gavin Newsom was arrested in Phoenix, Arizona after disembarking from a plane. The federal charges are douchebag. Yep. Douchebag Gavin Newsom. So I love this one. Soul Economics, this is a great account. I love it. Reedy Talibi said, my piece on why Starlink is a national security issue for South Africa. She writes that Starlink is a national security issue for South Africa. But of course, as is pointed out here, she lives in America, uses X daily, and gets paid her income in dollars. Tells you not to allow Starlink in South Africa, because even though it will help improve the lives of the poor, because of security risk, a person who has no experience in cybersecurity or technology. This is politically motivated, disguised as sophisticated technical argument against Starlink. So much arrogance, hypocrisy, and pride, all summarized into this one woman, who also is a race-hustling slimeball. Now, I'm actually calling Ready Talibi what she is. Now, Mr. Saltzman had nasty comments that were misogynistic and unnecessary and gratuitous. As I said, instead of calling her those names, why don't you just call her what she is? A propagandist, a yellow journalist, a race monger, a race hater, and a race baiter who attacks Americans from within our country. She shouldn't be here. She shouldn't be here. Nope. Yep. So Soul Economics calls her out correctly. I'm going to read her article. It's on Substack. I probably got to pay to get into it. Watch. Oh, no, I don't have to pay. There's a deliberate attempt underway to reduce South Africa's Starlink debate to a simple question of technology. We were told it's about rural children, but the real question confronting South Africa's far more serious. Should a constitutional democracy hand a critical areas communication infrastructure to a billionaire? They're not handing the infrastructure. He's creating infrastructure. It shows you how stupid this woman is. So, you know, Mr. Saltzman, instead of calling her those nasty names, she should just say what she is. She's not very bright. She's not very bright. Around the world, democratic governments are discovering this the hard way. In Brazil, Musk openly defied court orders linked to disinformation investigations. That's actually not true. That's not true. X complied with the Brazilian court's unconstitutional directions. Yep. Germany uses men's platform to amplify the far-right AfD. He doesn't amplify it. Even the United States, where wealth and political influence long enjoyed unhealthy intimacy, courts have begun wrestling with the implication of Musk's extraordinary power. No. Instead of gauging honestly with South Africa's regulatory firm, Musk has chosen provocation. He implied that Starlink is barred because he's not black. That's actually not true either. She's wrong, and so is he. They never applied for a license, so they really can't say. Perhaps most revealing, his increasingly traffics in reactionary cultural politics that have become common currency in parts of the global far right, giving free rein to hate speech on his Twitter platform while claiming he's simply upholding free speech. Now listen to what she says, and then I'm going to turn it around on her stupidity. Recently, Musk mocked the idea that Lupita Nyong'o, an Oscar-winning actress widely regarded as one of the most striking performers of her generation, no, not widely regarded, but she is beautiful, could portray Helen of Troy, sneering at the notion as though blackness itself were incompatible with beauty, myth, or classical civilization. No. She says the comment was not merely juvenile, it revealed race, cultural anxieties to animate Musk politics, a fixation, demographic grievance. No, she is fixated on race. It is highly inappropriate for Lupita Nyong'o to play Helen of Troy, a white woman. If I was hired to play Shaka Zulu, she would lose her frickin' mind. Do you see how this stupidity works just one way with these race hustlers like Rita Tlaib? There's no need to call her nasty names that begin with a B, in other words. That's just silly. Call her what she is, a race hustler. A race hustler. That's what she is. And she does it from the security and safety of Washington, D.C., now one of the safest cities in America, thanks to Donald Trump, the National Guard. Sneering at the notion as blackness is self-incompatible. No, only you think of that, Rita Tlaib. Nobody's sneering at blackness. I mean, we all put up with the Somali supermodel who looked like a little boy with no breasts and a body that looked like a 12-year-old boy for years, as if she was beautiful. She was hideously ugly, but we all had to pretend she was beautiful. There are actually beautiful black women. She wasn't beautiful. Not Lupita. That's different. So if I were hired to play the role of Malcolm X, or Black Panther, they'd lose their minds. They have no right to steal the culture of ancient Greece and Troy. They weren't black women. Just like I have no right to play the role of Shaka Zulu. Stupid. Stupid. Dave Martin says, unfortunately, Rita, your post is factually incorrect. The whole point is that Starlink is not allowed to make use of an equity equivalent program. That's exactly what Starlink was asking for, but the ICASA license they're applying for requires 30% black ownership. Exactly. And Chuckles McBeef says, if you feel threatened by Starlink because he doesn't censor and ban those you disagree with, you're not the good guy. Also, South Africa isn't handing anything over. Those who don't like Starlink can use the current providers. Exactly. I am going to rip this Substack thing apart. Rita Tlaib wants a war. She wants attention because she's upset about Saltzman. Well, then she's going to get attention. She's going to get attention. Yep. Absolutely. Yep. Oh, that's good. I'm going to have fun with that. That's going to be fun. Well, according to Visegrad, which, actually gets a lot of things right, surprisingly, Visegrad says the following. The left party in Germany has submitted a motion to allow foreigners to vote in German elections provided they lived legally in Germany for 5 years. They argue the current system does not reflect Germany's character as a country of immigrants. Germany is not a country of immigrants. What kind of morons are these people? According to basic law, only Germans can vote in the Bundestag, but the left argues that some parts of basic law use the term people rather than explicitly German people, meaning voting rights can be extended to foreigners. Wow. Wow. So Naomi Seip, to another little bleachy blonde who's become famous. She was supposed to come on my program. She blew me off. And then she went on to become famous. When she wasn't famous, I offered her to come on here. But now she's famous. Yep. Seeking asylum in America or refugee status. She said Angela Merkel recently revealed that she wants migrants to vote against the AfD. Yep. Shortly after, the left party submitted their motion to allow foreigners to vote after just 5 years. Merkel hijacked conservative CDU and pushed radical leftist policy. That's actually what she did. She was the ehemaligen Kanzlerin, the ehemaligen DDR, communist from East Germany, who was the greatest failure of Helmut Kohl's career, nurturing and mentoring this fascist communist. Yep, who destroyed Europe's social integrity.
Ich kann Ihnen nur sagen, dass ich ja, wenn es danach geht, was die AfD möchte, auch nicht erwünscht bin. Ich habe 2017 einen Wahlkampf gemacht. Dort bin ich oft gar nicht zu Wort mehr gekommen, weil ganz wenige von der AfD einfach...
I can't stand her anymore. I can't even watch that. There's a Hessische Rundfunk she was on. Yeah. So Secretary Mark Wayne Mullen, former senator, is talking about blocking international flights to sanctuary cities. And I hope he starts with Los Angeles and New York. JFK and LAX should be banned from international flights. Do this after the FIFA World Cup, though. Disney's Latino Snow White cast Rachel Zegler, resulting in massive $107 million loss for the suit. Wonder how much this costs. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Visegrad gets it right a lot of the time. That's what I said. I said they get it right a lot of the time. Something fine you 50,000 Rand because I'm woman-owned. I don't know what you're saying, Michelle. ICASA. Oh, ICASA. Yeah.
Today, Sean, and I said, you know, if they're going to not allow us to go out and arrest the worst of the worst, and then when we call for assistance at the facilities, that the street, it belongs to the city. If it belonged to us, we would take care of it, but it belongs to the city, and they're barricading our employees from coming in and out of the facility, then why are we processing international flights into the airport there?
Yeah,
and
good question.
We are currently, which we're not initiating yet, but we're currently drawing up plans to say, listen, in these sanctuary cities where the local radical left Democrats aren't allowing us to do our job and enforce federal laws, then we shouldn't be processing international flights into their cities.
Agreed 100%. Shut them down. Shut them down. Indeed, folks. Indeed. So Riki Herbst and Anna-Marie Fonsale subscribe to my Facebook channel. Thank you for that. Yep. Yep. Anyway, people keep questioning whether the increase in the cap for refugees is valid. You know, only the media reporting it. I talked about the document. People still don't believe it. I showed them a screen capture. People think it's fake. Well, here's the Federal Register, and you can see the website right there. It says federalregister.gov. Okay, why is that? That's very frustrating. There we go. Federalregister.gov right there. It's right up here. Federalregister.gov documents, and it shows the year 2026, May 27th. Emergency Presidential Determination of Refugee Admissions. There it is right there. There it is. You can download the PDF. That's exactly what it is with Trump's signature. There you go. So the Federal Register has it. It's legit. It's in place. There are 10,000 more slots for South Africans to come over. Told you not to worry about it. Did I not say that a long time ago? I did a long time ago. By the way, somebody said they were blocked. I checked. I actually found them blocked, and they've been restored on the channel. As long as they behave themselves, they're restored. Okay? That woman is mental. I think you're talking about Angela Merkel, right? Yeah, she is mental. She is mental, is right. 100%. Ru Shabangu finally sequestered his tax bill, tops $221 million. Wow. Joe Berg's 10.3 billion Rand wage bill is too expensive to keep, too political to drop. Yeah, okay. Yep. Uh-oh, 3 Stormers left a training session. What's going on here? Three players left field early ahead of this weekend's quarterfinal. Concern over fitness availability of Damien Willemse and Leyland Zas, who collided. And then Sasha Feinberg-Umzula also left feeling unwell. What the hell? Are we going to come up with excuses why we lose Saturday? Let's hope not. Wow. Unbelievable. They stormed off. Ha ha ha. Dad joke. Not funny. Not funny. By the way, my Vegas Golden Knights are in the Stanley Cup Finals again. 3rd time in their 9-year existence. Yes. They won a Stanley Cup. First time they lost in 4-2 to the Washington Capitals. And then the next time they won it. And now they're going again to the Stanley Cup Finals. That is awesome. They'll be the first team that's ever not got 40 victories to go to the Stanley Cup Finals, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's the case. Let me take a look at they were like 39 wins for the season. Let me see. NHL standings. Do they still have standings? Standings aren't here anymore. Why did they take that? I want to see the standings. The golden rules of... Excuse me. Tortorelli turns the Stanley Cup after 22 years. Finals for the first time in 22 years. He won the championship back in 2004 with the Lightning. It was June 7th, 2004, and John Tortorelli stood at center ice in what is now Benchmark Arena in Tampa and hoisted the Stanley Cup over his head. Then the coach of Tampa Bay Lightning had just watched his team defeat the Calgary Flames 2-1 in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. It was a feeling of euphoria that comes from playing for hockey's holy grail, one he figured he'd soon have the chance to experience again. But he was wrong. He's had many stops along the way. Now the coach of Vegas Golden Knights had a front row seat as his current team punched the ticket to the 2026 Stanley Cup Final by completing a 4-game sweep over the mighty Colorado Avalanche. Wow. It's been 8,023 days since he last coached in a Stanley Cup Final. Yep, he's been all over too. In between two trips to the Stanley Cup Final, Tortorelli's journey has been successful, combustible, bombastic, record-breaking, insightful, educational, snarky, all in one wild, never-boring ride. He's the first American-born coach to reach 500 regular season career wins, a number that has ballooned to 777. He won the Jack Adams Trophy twice as NHL's top coach in 2003-2004 for the Lightning, and then 2016-17 the Columbus Blue Jackets. After being fired by the Lightning after the 2007 season, he had stints at New York Rangers, Vancouver Canucks, Blue Jackets, Philadelphia Flyers. He led teams to 8 playoff appearances in that time, but never took any one of them to the final, until now. And under the most unlikely circumstances, so many injuries this season. We had Willem Karlsson out for a long period of the season. Much of the season he was out for. Mark Stone was out repeatedly. Yep. So in the series, it was the Golden Knights had 4 wins, Avalanche 9, and there's a super sticker from Michelle Duchess. Thank you for the 140 Rand, Michelle. The Golden Knights scored 14 goals against the Avalanche to 7. They took 25 shots per game versus 31 for the Avalanche, 18 power plays versus 10, and 130 versus 105 hits. Yep. Tortorelli is back in the finals. So it'll be either Montreal or Carolina. I think the game might be over now. Let me take a look and see what the score is, because they were losing 3-0, and it could have been third period. Yeah, it's almost over. It looks like it's going to be the Hurricanes. The Canadiens are losing 3-0, and they're down 3-1, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Playoffs. Let me see. Or is it 2-1? 2-1. This will make it 3-1 if they lose this game. Yep. So yeah, still have to wait and see. They could come back, but Montreal is looking bad. They're going to go down 3-1 here. It's a tough deficit to come back from. But Vegas is in the final, and that's awesome. Now, speaking of finals and playoffs, let's talk about the URC. And it's this weekend, and we get 3 quarterfinals. URC match officials are announced for the quarterfinals. Let's take a look and see who we've got here. Okay, so for the Bulls versus Munster, it's Federico Fedoveli. Andrea Piardi is on the pitch. Good official, so that should go well. Felipe Russo, and then Matteo Lipperini. Stormers versus Cardiff, Andrew Brace. Ugh, God. Andrew Cole, Leo Colgan. Oh, Egan Cross is on the pitch. He's okay. He's not great. Okay, and then for Leinster versus Lions, Sam Grove White, Holly Davidson, and Rue Campbell. Mike Adamson is the TMO. That's a good. Mike Adamson, Sam Grove White, that's a good mix. Although Sam Grove White's had a couple bad games recently, but he's still a good choice. All right, cool. Cool beans. Quarterfinal tickets are on sale. I don't know how the tickets are going for the Stormers game. Let me see ticket sales figures for URC quarterfinals 2026. Okay, let's see if we got anything here. They're not publicly released. Yeah, there's nothing on it, so it'd be nice to know, but there's nothing there. So, let's look at rounds. 2 dead, huh? What's this? What are you guys talking about? Paper plant exploded in Washington. Well, that's not good news. So, Friday, we actually got a game. I have to watch that Glasgow versus Connacht. I'm pulling for Connacht in that one. I'm pulling for Connacht. Yeah. But they're on the road, so I'm pulling for them. Yep. So that's at 2:45 Friday afternoon. I think I'll watch that game. Yep. And then the Bulls, and then the Stormers and Lions. So 3 of the 4 games have South African sides in them. So let me take a look at the table here. So look at the permutations. No one's talking about. So if Glasgow wins, I guess they'll play either the number 8 team. Well, they won't because it will play, and they'll play the 7 or the 2 team. I don't know how that works. I guess we have to wait and see how they win. It doesn't show. Let me see. They don't do a playoff table, which is kind of sucky here, so I'm not sure how it's going to work out. Anyway, but the bottom line is if all 3 South African sides win, then 2 South Africans will play each other in the semifinals and knock one of them out. So, yep. Hey, Wendy. Wow, we are down really tonight. Just 69 viewers because maybe I went earlier. That's the problem. I'm not sure. We'll find out at 11 o'clock if we start jumping up higher. Good evening, Iceman. You've been around a long time, too. Just change your username. Laos Cave Rescue. Rescuers found 5 villagers alive after they're trapped in a flooded cave for a week. Wow. Longview, Washington is not the California thing, no. I cast a fine you $50,000 because of a women-owned director. Hate. They're just ripping you off. Hey, Vodka Model, what's up? The career lady at your resettlement agency confirmed they will be buying your UPC and IPC plumbing books, including plumbing tools, and pay for my retest. Well, that's what they're supposed to do, Stephen. That's why these agencies exist. That they're providing you a service. I don't know where you're at, Stephen. Oh, you're in Kentucky. That's right. I don't know what your agency is, but that's what they're supposed to be doing, helping refugees in that fashion. A lot of them lose sight of that. So that's good news to hear. That's some good news to hear. I'm happy to hear that. Good news. That's pretty cool. Unaccounted for people. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. I just dropped the 50. YouTube is so nasty. It just tells me I dropped 56 people, but that's nonsense. Didn't drop to 56 people. Anyway, big weekend in URC, but then we've also got the Premier League. That's why we struggled for the interview lined up because of the username. What interview? Interview with me, Iceman? You talking about interview with me? Hang on a second here. I was looking for. Okay. Let's see. All right, so we've got Bristol versus Bath, Northampton versus Gloucester, Leicester versus Exeter, Saracens, Harlequins, and Newcastle Sale. Are they done yet? Premier Rugby. Gallagher Cup. Are they in their playoffs yet? I don't know. There's a big gap between the top and bottom team, the top 8. Northampton has 67 points, and Harlequins are 8th with 26 points. That's a huge gap. Yeah, Walter from Michigan, but I'm rudely interrupting. Just want to say hi. And that's fine, Iceman. Okay, you're not the same Iceman I'm thinking of then. Oh, okay. I just interviewed you. Sorry. Iran leader eliminated? I didn't see that, Gus. Where'd you see that at? News is breaking this hour. We attacked Iran again early in the evening. Oil jumps after fresh U.S. strikes. Iran revives Strait of Hormuz disruption fears. The Department of Justice investigating E. John Carroll for alleged perjury. Ha 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 ha. That's the woman who got her so-called judgment against Trump. Yep. Okay. SpaceX rockets are grounded pending investigation after the test flight. Wow. Why is this page not loading? Oh yeah, I see stuff coming out of it there. SpaceX launches are on hold pending investigation last week's test flight. The FAA announced Wednesday that the hour-long spaceflight resulted in a mishap based on the performance of Mega Rocket's first-stage booster. Minutes after it blasted off, the booster separated its orbit, engines conked out as it made its way back to Earth. Instead of controlled splashdown, the booster came in hard. Spacecraft continued around the world, releasing 20 mock satellites before ending mission as planned in a fiery splashdown. So they've grounded it. PBS has a story out. Let's see what it has to say. South African government and Afrikaners reject administration claim of humanitarian emergency. What Afrikaners? South African government advocacy groups for the Afrikaners, white minority on Wednesday reject the Trump administration's position that there's a humanitarian emergency affecting white people in South Africa. The argument serves the administration's rationale for raising the refugee cap, but only for white Afrikaners. Actually, that's factually untrue. Trump administration said Tuesday it will admit an additional 10,000 South Africans in the U.S., increasing its annual quota but blocking people from other countries from entering through the program. It's increasing refugee cap, unforeseen emergency situation, blames South African government for recent increase in incitement or racially motivated violence. South African Foreign Ministry, Chris Wyatt said accusations of systemic persecution were unfounded, that some beneficiaries of this program have chosen to return to South Africa. Around 6,000 South Africans have moved to the U.S. since the Africana program report started last year. Solidarity said refugee status isn't a viable solution for Afrikaners. No kidding, the union is no way aware of anything the Trump administration could be referring to. AfriForum said it does not have information regarding specific assertion there's an emergency. CEO said the group's focused on fighting Trump's suspended program. Okay, this is just nonsense. This is just nonsense. This is just looking for attention. That's utter nonsense. That story is just bogus. Okay. Jean Carroll. Yeah, she is being investigated for perjury. Justice Department launched a criminal investigation. John Carroll, former magazine columnist who accused President Trump of sexual assault. According to multiple sources familiar with the matter, the investigation focused on whether Carroll committed perjury and testimony tied to her 2 civil lawsuits against the president, one alleging he sexually abused her in a New York apartment store in the mid-1990s, the second for defaming her in 2019. He repeatedly denied the assault, saying she wasn't his type and claimed she made it up to boost sales of a book. Prosecutors' theory hinged on a 2022 deposition statement by Carroll, who's 82, that she received no outside funding for her lawsuit, though it was later revealed that billionaire Reid Hoffman had paid some legal fees and expenses. Carroll's team declined to comment for the story. Yep. In a 2022 videotaped deposition, Carroll told then-Trump attorney Alina Habba that no one else was paying for her legal fees. But 2 weeks before the trial, Carroll's attorneys informed the judge and Trump's lawyers that they secured funding from Hoffman's nonprofit. When the trial began, the judge said he saw no issue with Carroll's credibility, even though she lied, and blocked the lawyers from asking about the funding. Yep. So, she's being investigated. Hey, Arctic, what's up, man? I ran the poll earlier. There aren't many people here. 68 people is not going to give us a realistic expectation of what to say. Will you have shave your beard? I get cast and Malcolm X. He is sure, Don. Yeah. Many Americans on X are starting to understand this stuck October and January, people. Okay, now it's October and January. What happened in September and October? Come on, Stephen, let's keep the story straight. You're here. What are you talking about? I still understand why these people think they're more special than people who applied or put in PRM emails and statement of interest. Why are they more special? September, October. Why are they more special? Why are they more special than people that have been waiting longer than them? They waited till September, October. What about the people from February, March, April, May, June, July, August? Come on, man. I'm sorry. There's very little empathy for that nonsense. No, AfriForum and Solidarity don't speak for a lot of South Africans. That's true. I'm fine, Arctic. How are you? William Wheeler, what's up, man? Crescent Glow, welcome to you. U.S. carries out new strikes in Iran military site. Angry Ferrari fans say the Italian company's new EV is too Californian. What does that mean? Yep. Carol testified she was not receiving outside funding for lease. It was later revealed. Yeah, I just said that, Crystal. I just said that. U.S. military has carried out new strikes on Iran, targeting a military site in Bandar Abbas. U.S. Central Command's force shot down 4 Iranian one-way attack drones opposed to the threat to the Strait of Hormuz. Wow. So there you go. So oil prices are going up again. Oh yeah, they tried to assassinate Ivanka Trump. A former U.S. government official arrested after 40 million in gold bars was found in his home. I wish I had 40 million in gold bars. Former U.S. government official has been arrested after FBI investigators found hundreds of gold bars worth more than $40 million in his Virginia home. David Rush made several requests to the U.S. government to receive the bars for work-related expenses over the past year, according to court documents. He's been charged with criminal theft of public money. Okay, wait. He asked for these from the government. They gave it to him? According to the New York Times, Rush held a senior position in the CIA up until recently. He was arrested and is being held in detention. So what did he hear? He requested to be paid in gold. I worked for the U.S. government. I got paid in gold. Agents uncovered $2 million in U.S. currency in his home, along with 35 luxury watches, many of them Rolexes. Rush, who court documents say had top-secret clearance and access to classified information, has also been accused of lying about his education and military service when applying for his government job and fraudulently taking military leave with thousands of dollars in pay. Rush is a former senior executive in the U.S. government agency in Virginia, court documents state. Asked about his case, the FBI said in a written statement that it arrested an individual on May 19th following a referral from the CIA. After a CIA internal investigation identified potential violations of the law, CIA Director John Ratcliffe referred the information to the FBI for law enforcement investigation. Between November 25 and March 26, he made several requests to the U.S. government to obtain a significant quantity of foreign currency and tens of millions of dollars in gold bars for work-related expenses, which he later received. Okay, so, excuse me. I'm sorry. So he asked to be paid in gold bars, and the CIA paid him in gold bars, and now he's arrested? Who's the fool here? I'm sorry. Who's the fool here? Is it this guy or is it the CIA? Okay, seriously, what the hell? I mean, who are the stupid people here? Is it this guy or the CIA?
Stupid people should wear
They should.
signs. Neon bright so we can find a way to dodge their tangled mess.
According to a review, the CIA was unable to locate the gold bars or significant amounts of the foreign currency. The government was also unable to locate any record of Rush providing information to his employer regarding the disposition of the currency or gold bars they received. Well, why? Once you pay him, I mean, I don't have to tell anybody where my money went. It went deposited in my account, and then I invested or I spent it here and there. It's nobody's damn business. The FBI then executed a search warrant for his home. During the search, they seized approximately 303 gold bars, each which weighs approximately 1 kg, 303 kilograms of gold. Agency said in court that based on the current price of gold, the estimated value exceeds $40 million. They didn't indicate why he kept the gold bars and currency in his home. The BBC has contacted the CIA for comment, but apparently they haven't commented yet. Oh, my goodness. 40 million. So why did they pay him in gold bars? There was no application via email. You sent in an email to express interest. Then there was a statement of interest that was February 10th. Email, February 10th to May 12th. It was email, PRM. May 12th to November 3rd, it was a statement of interest. Then you actually had an application with the intake questionnaire starting November 4th. If you were never contacted and you haven't done intake questionnaire, you will never be contacted. Yep. So, wow. That's a lot of money, man. That's a lot of money. Light Rain is back. How's it going, man? Do you miss Dogzilla? Boy, Sir Ramaphosa is in BBC. He's in AP. He's in MSN News. Wow. Joe Yap named head of the British and Irish Lions first women's tour. Halal restaurant coming to downtown Harrisburg, slated to open next month. Yeah, there's an indication far too many people have been coming here. We now have halal restaurant. Aye, 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 aye. Harrisburg will soon welcome a new halal restaurant, Crispy Halal, opened by Mohammed Ayez, who owns the business with his father. I actually have been there when it was a burger place, Burger I Am. It's his third halal restaurant. They have one in Allentown and one in Bethlehem. Well, people shouldn't get rid of their job and sell their cars until they have tickets. I've told people that for months. Joe Yap, former England captain, will lead the side in 2027 to New Zealand. 46-year-old preferred to Red Roses John Mitchell. She's been named the head coach for the first women's British and Irish Lions tour of New Zealand 2027. The former England captain is the head of the women's pathway. To lead the first British and Irish Lions women's team is an incredible honor and something I'm immensely proud of. The 46-year-old will work part-time Alliance from July. The tour in September next year, with the schedule including 3 tests against the Black Ferns, New Zealand will be led by Whitney Hansen. There she is as a player. Well, congratulations there. People act like they've never heard of a cookbook. That's right. You don't have to import the chef to eat the meal. How's their bacon sandwich? I don't think they have a bacon sandwich. Nothing happened with it, Scoutlicious. The bill that John Kennedy put in the Senate, the bill that was put on the floor in 2024, the bill that was put on the floor in 2025, we've gone nowhere. They got out of committee and they're going nowhere. Along with hundreds of other bills, they're sitting there, no action being taken. The fact that the U.S. government is allowing South Africa to participate in AGOA is shocking to me. They're not eligible for it. $10,000 steps a day. Okay. Yeah, Crystal, I get that 10,000 steps a day. Unfortunately, I can't do that anymore with my hip. I used to walk 30,000 steps or more every day. Never had less than 20,000. Yep, America's hiring map has flipped. Job openings. So Texas is up, Louisiana. California's lost 27% lower. Huh. So it looks like a lot of places things are down. Idaho has seen America's biggest hiring surge since 2020 with job openings up nearly 21%. Yep. And right next door, Wyoming, it's the lowest, losing 39% of job openings. Crazy stuff. Harrisburg teen accused of stabbing and killing boyfriend appears in court. Billionaire tracking system. What is this? Spencer Pratt running for. Lisa Rinna opened her mouth up. I guess she's not busy getting Botox. Democrat rebuked by party for anti-Semitic remarks will lose a Texas runoff. Oh, there you go. There's the teen who stabbed her boyfriend. Little Minnie Mouse ears on her. Stabbed her boyfriend to death. Posted an Instagram video holding a knife. Appeared in Dauphin Court. Dilacia Terrell Brown, 17. Attended the hearing. Was seen leaving the courthouse afterwards. She's now 18. Was documented to be at Terrell Brown's sister's home in Allison Hill when a 911 call was made. Just an ambulance. There she is. There she is. Killed her boyfriend with a knife. Wow. I vibe code a billionaire jet tracker to warn people about a possible apocalypse, and the data started getting weird. Kyle McDonald's apocalypse warning system features a world map with approximate locations of more than 35,000 private and business jets. Look at that. Mostly in America. Wow, that's where the real market is. Arctic, tell us about this market, man. Lisa Rinna makes humiliating blunder while saying why Spencer Pratt shouldn't be LA mayor. What a pratfall. Former soap star Lisa Rinna weighed in the Los Angeles mayor's race, but seemed to be confused about the candidates while arguing that Spencer Pratt wasn't the right person for the office. When asked who should be LA's next leader, the former Real Housewives of Beverly Hills cast member said bluntly, "Not a reality star. I love him, but we've already done that. We're not going to do that again," she said, referring to Donald Trump. She then suggested San Jose Mayor Matt Mahan, who's running for California governor, should be elected LA's top office. Oh, my goodness.
Very political.
I am. That's true.
So who should be the next mayor of LA?
That is a good question.
That's what I'm
Her lips look like she's been sucking on an exhaust pipe.
asking you.
I am going to say, I don't know yet. No.
That's because you're stupid. Let's have somebody that's already been mayor. Yikes. Unbelievable. Oh, boy. Lisa Rinna. Yep, corporate aviation in the USA is larger than the rest of the world combined by a factor of about 5 or 10, isn't it? Yep. And when people talk about how the rest of the world is, challenging us in China, all you have to do is look at corporate aviation. Look at her flying in private jets. 10 times as many planes, passengers, revenue, probably even more in the U.S. than the rest of the world combined. Correct, Arctic? 100%. If you want to fly corporate jets, this is the place to be. Not Switzerland, not Germany, not UK, not Singapore, not Japan. This is the place to be. Yeah, she looks like she's Harvey Weinstein. She's something else. Is there business groups or connections willing to give refugee aspirants employment in South Africa while we wait? Not that I know of, Crescent Glow. That's one thing I don't have anyone tell me that. You think the exhaust was sucking at her lips? Yeah. Yep. Sclerosis right hip. Ow. Well, thank you, Crystal. I'm healthy. I don't know if I'm fit. I was fit until 2 years ago. I'm certainly not obese, but I'm heavier than I should be, than I'm used to being. I'm used to being skinny as a rail, my ribs exposed. So, guy actually declared himself king of Switzerland with his own castle, military, and his own gold coin, legally claimed abandoned land, even roads. Really? I haven't heard that story. Yeah, the EU is just, generally speaking, a pain in the ass, Arctic. There's nothing redeeming about the European Union. Social Security change impacts payments for millions as new cards issue. Okay. United Air rules out a JetBlue merger. I hope not. I don't want JetBlue merging with United. The CEO of United is a criminal. He needs to be prosecuted for what he did to his pilots. Donald Trump Jr. and Bettina Anderson marry in Florida. So he got married again. He's the one that has the teenage granddaughter that Trump loves. New York and New Jersey investigate FIFA World Cup ticket pricing. Well, it's a bit late. It's a bit late. New York and New Jersey subpoena FIFA. Yep. Pep Guardiola, former Munich coach. Who's he coaching now? Manchester United? He's criticizing tickets is too expensive.
Years ago, the World Cup was like a celebration of the joy of football for the nations go there. And everyone traveled all around the globe, from other continents to see your country, to play there, and everything was affordable. No, modern times, right? So expensive. But I'm not, I'm not there, so I don't know the reason why. So hopefully they can think about it and make.
What do you mean, should people practice austerity? I practice austerity. I mean, I'm not driving a flashy Mercedes or an Audi Q8, which is what I really want to have, or a Porsche Cayenne. I don't have one of those. I don't have one of those big, GMC Acadias I drove down as a rental vehicle. That's austerity. Please don't forget my WhatsApp. Well, Vodka Model, I'm going to have to look and see if I know you as Vodka Model on here. Yes, I do have you down that way. Oh, yeah. Okay. I've sent you a post office box address. Thank you. Let me know if they can take a post office box. Okay. Provide substantial funding, subsidies, and grants to aviation sector to drive research, innovation, and decarbonization. Yeah, they take taxpayers' money to do that. They don't. The money doesn't come out of thin air. You're welcome, vodka model. New York and New Jersey announced today that they've subpoenaed FIFA as part of an investigation into its ticketing practices for the FIFA World Cup, citing soaring prices and reports that fans were misled about seat locations. New York Attorney General Letitia James and New Jersey Attorney General Jennifer Davenport said in news release their offices were seeking internal information about how FIFA sold tickets to 8 World Cup matches scheduled to take place at MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford. So why is Letitia James involved? She can shove it up her rectum. The game is not taking place, and the tickets weren't sold in New York. They were sold on the FIFA World Cup site. New Yorkers have been waiting for years for the World Cup to come to their backyard, and they deserve a fair shot at affordable prices. Well, that's none of your business. You have no standing. It's in New Jersey. That's what you get for having East Rutherford, New Jersey, be the home of the New York Giants and that stadium. It's the first World Cup in which they use dynamic pricing, adjusting ticket prices based on demand. Fans' complaints about high ticket prices have dominated the headlines. Attorney General cited news reports that found FIFA raised the price of tickets for most of the between October and April, with prices for main ticket categories up by 34%. Yeah, they did. So you should have said something before it happened instead of waiting until after the fact. Yep. Yep. FIFA and the World Cup are just boring, thieving criminals. Sorry. Yep. That's just boring criminals. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Lisa Renna. Oh, boy, I've already covered these stories. Oh, she's got a harsh-looking face. Bettina Anderson. Who is Bettina Anderson? Anyway, so he got remarried. Ooh, this is interesting. And I think it's true. Oh, jeez, I can't. Stupid Planet Rugby won't let me see anything anymore. Screw you. Yeah, it says Fabien Galtier is accused of squandering golden generation French talent by ex-England international. I think that's true. He has squandered the talent he's had. They should have won a World Cup. South African consumers hold or average around $21,000, $20,000 debt per active credit card. That's a little over $1,000. That's not much. Don't know if austerity is always a good thing across the board. Yeah, well, the problem is that if austerity is forced on people, it leads to deflation, which causes economies to collapse. So it was a trick question. Yeah, they do subsidize Airbus. They always have. What did Pep say about the price of Premier League club tickets? Good question, Peter O'Connor. That's a good question. Is he the Manchester United coach now? He used to coach. Bayern München. No, I don't think austerity is always a good thing. I just say I practice austerity. Oh, well, let me take a look at my Indiana Fever. WNBA. I haven't seen that for a few days. May 21st. That's okay. They beat Golden State. I saw that game. Okay, that was the 22nd. The 23rd. The way that they do this is so messed up. 24th. 25th. 27th. When the heck do they play again? They play the 28th. They play tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern. So they play Golden State again. They just played Golden State. That's crazy. So, yep. I wonder if we're going to see. Let me look at stats here. See how we're doing here. Points. Well, she's not averaging 21 points a game. Well, let's just go to teams and we'll look at the stats there. So look at Indiana. Indiana Fever leading the league in points per game. Yeah, let's look at teams. Indiana Fever, look at their stats. Okay. 6 games in. Oh, come on, this is taking forever. I'm wondering why I watch the WNBA if I have to wait for the website this long. Orangutan juice is back. Don't know if I'll... Okay, that's who said that. Okay. Yeah, the government fails to keep budget annually. Well, yeah, that's on them. Why is this not loading? What a stupid frickin'... Oh, I hate this website. Let me see. Let me try a different browser. Oh, boy. What is with this Microsoft's love affair with frickin' McDonald's? Every time I open this up, it brings me McDonald's stories. Okay, it's not my browser. It's their website. Oh, there we go. Finally, it showed up over there. It took like a minute and a half to load it. Okay. All right. Points per... Oh, that's not what I want. I want stats. Ugh, that's the line. Team stats. Okay. I want player stats. That's what I want. Oh, my goodness. What a useless website. Wow. Unbelievable. Let me try this. Yeah, Fever, players. Player stats. Let's see what I get. You get more American ads on your Google and YouTube. Yeah, Light Rain, I already covered that story. Yep. Yep, I covered that already. Well, why does it say Caitlin Clark is not in that? She wasn't listed in that WNBA stats. Huh. She has 23 points per game. Look, this is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. Look how racist this league is against her. Oh, I'm sorry. This is night leaders. It's tonight's scoring. Okay, I'm sorry. My bad. Well, they are racist against her, but nightly, we don't want to see the actual season. What? This is stupid. Players. Player stats. Regular season leaders. Okay, here we go. She should be in that because she's got 23 points. Kelsey Plum is leading with 26 points a game. And Caitlin Clark is third with 23.8 points per game. Kelsey Mitchell, both for Indiana, 22.3. So, yeah, 3 and 4 in the scoring leaders. That's those two. Assists per game, that's going to be Kelsey. Or not, Caitlin Clark probably leads. She's got 9 per game average. Closest to her is Kelsey Plum with 6.3. She's just rolling. Steals, she's averaging 1 per game. Blocks, 1 per game. Turnovers, 5.4. But that's nonsense. Half the turnovers they give to her aren't even hers. Yeah, the teammates drop the ball. 3 points. 3 per game made. 9 attempted. Okay, so, yeah, she's up there. It took that long to find the damn stats. I'm so sick of the WNBA and their stupid stuff. So they're all hot about this Raven Johnson rookie. Maybe she'll come into her own, but right now she's only averaging 3 points per game. Not really a lot, and 1 assist per game. Aaliyah Boston's getting 16 points per game. Sophie Cunningham, respectable off the bench at 8.7. Lexi Hull starting 7 points. Yep. Caitlin Clark, 23 points per game. 4.4 rebounds and 9 assists per game. Yep. So there you go. Cool beans. All right. I smoke. I got a machine called Powermatic. Big bag of tobacco. Okay, Stephen. No idea. You're rolling your own cigarettes, I guess. Prodigy did a segment about how Malema loves white South Africans. Yeah, okay. Have an interview tomorrow. Good luck in your interview tomorrow, Orangutan Juice. Get plenty of sleep. Your net bank account's offline for 3 days, so that sucks. Oh, this ought to be good. Let's see what this is. Probably going to be Spanish in most of these. 50% of preventable cancers linked to 2 lifestyle habits. I'm curious what that is. Okay. Second most spoken language in... Well, this doesn't really tell me. In 48 states plus DC, Spanish is the most spoken second language after English. 3 states break the pattern. Alaska has native languages. Hawaii has Austronesian languages, Filipino, Samoan, Pacific Islander, and Maine, French-speaking heritage along the Quebec border. That's the second most spoken language. Otherwise, it's Spanish. Yep. So, let's see. California has 10 million Spanish speakers. Pennsylvania has 686,000 people who speak Spanish in the state. Ugh. New York has 2.7 million. Okay, what are these 2 preventable cancers? Tobacco smoking, alcohol consumption, high body mass index, insufficient physical activity, smokeless tobacco, suboptimal breastfeeding, air pollution, ultraviolet radiation, infections, and dozen occupational exposures. Number 1 preventable factor associated with cancer, smoking tobacco. 15% of all cancer cases. Yep. Drinking alcohol is the number 2 thing leading to cancer. Okay, what's going on here? Pause. Let me reload this page. I want to read what it says. There we go. The salary you need to receive the maximum Social Security monthly benefit. The amount you receive Social Security determined by 4 factors: your work history, earnings history, the year you were born, and the age which you first claimed benefits. Some things are, especially earnings and work history, are intertwined. To calculate your monthly benefits, Social Security Administration takes your 35 highest earning years and then adjusts for inflation. The other 2 factors, birth year and claiming age, are also connected. Okay. Well, that's, the story's blocked. I can't see it from there because I'm not subscribed to that stupid site. Ah, boy. You don't drink. Well, that's good. Orangutan Juice, you're welcome. Can you roll cigars? Who, me? I've never tried to roll a cigar. Never tried to roll a cigar. Well, tonight's been a slow night. The crowd has been thin. But, you know, maybe it'll pick off now. I thought after 11 it might pick up. We haven't even hit 100 people tonight. 91 was the peak. JF Fun of the Sun, how are you? Well, my streams have been a little slow since the special session on the 24th. 3 days since then, I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 live streams, and only one of them's had a pretty good audience. That was the Cyril opposed to try to stop the impeachment. Yep. Today's Chris Wyatt reports had significantly less, but then it was Wednesday, and it's an odd time, so that might explain it, though. Memorial Day, that was a late one, so that's why that's low. Night Owls, 2,000, that's about normal or better. The Campbell Brothers had 2,800, that's okay, but it could have been a lot better. Huh. I like Agenda Free TV, he's on top of Agenda Free TV, I have no idea what that is. How did I survive the army without a proper cigar? No, I smoke a cigar on rare occasions. Yep. I actually don't mind them at all. You woke up tired this morning. That's no way to wake up. That sucks. That sucks. Last Domino. How's it going, man? How are you? Let me take a look at analytics. By the way, did you guys catch how I was abused earlier today? Some people watched that. That was just rude. So rude and disrespectful. I have no idea what's going on. You help someone and that's how they treat you. And then sent me a whole bunch of crap and gave me a whole earful after the fact. My goodness. By the way, it's the 27th today, 27, 28, 29, 30 days in May. We got 4 days left to reach last month, and we're a long way from that. We're going to need some big pushes on Super Chats because the person told me I'm all about the money. All about the money. That's what I was told. Yep, all about the money. Let me just look something up here very quickly. So this is what I was told today. I was told in a WhatsApp, someone had the audacity to send this to me after being rude to me. And the person said to me on the stream, this is what they said. They said, "You're just ignorant, Colonel. It's a long time. Now I get negativity from you. Why? I asked you if I could send the third cancel email to you that UCS sent me." I never saw that question. So I'm ignorant and yeah. So then I got this, unsolicited. "You are a hater if things don't go your way. Money, money, money. I'm going to send you the email, but you don't care because it's not happening to you. I'm so shocked for the person you are. Your true colors are beginning to show. That's why people leave. Time out, time out. I'm sick of it. Wow. That's my reward for helping ungrateful people. By the way, I get a lot of those. Hey, Michelle, 140 Rand. Thank you for that. I'm all about the money. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's why I have an Audi TT in the front yard. Vodka Model says my blood was boiling. No, I'm just honest with people about what's going. Some gas money. Thank you, Michelle. Yeah, my gas cost me. What did I pay? 4 times 10 was 40. I think it was $60 for my gasoline to fill up my car. Yep. Yeah, how much did she pay me when I helped her? Not a penny. Not a penny. Yep, and the person whose bucky was broken down didn't pay me a penny. The 100+ people who we fed didn't pay me a penny. The 15 or 20, about 20 people I got a lodging for didn't pay me a penny. The couple dozen people I've helped find jobs didn't pay me a penny. No finder's fee. Yep. Now, there are some people who give me super chats and support my trips, and I said that freely. The Texas trip, somebody gave me cash for that, and it paid for a portion of it. That's true. When I went a couple other trips, a few people handed me money, but only a couple of the trips. Most of the trips, nobody gives me money, and I'm not asking anybody for money. Yep. One person said, can I give you money? I don't want to offend you. I said, you won't offend me by giving me money, but I'm just not going to ask for it. Yep. Charge per stupid question. Yeah. I should charge for people misbehaving. Yeah, Henry Swanepoel. And the question is, why do we want people like that? We don't want people like that in America. I mean, talk about ungrateful. Imagine. Yeah, plus the work I do for the Veterans Organization. Oh, yeah. That's all unrewarded and uncompensated. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of rotten apples, Sarita. People don't hear what they want to hear. They get angry, and they're rude and disrespectful. I mean, it's happened so many times. It's just absolutely insane. No, those people will not do well in America. And that's why they don't do well in South Africa, because that's the kind of people they are. Yep. Well, entitlement's one thing, Happy Chappy. Being disrespectful and rude to me because, you're upset, that's just silly. You're right, Madeline. I gave up counting when I reached $1 million in consulting fees. Again, I charge $250 bottom dollar, rock bottom pricing for consulting when I do consulting gigs. And I don't take many. Very seldom do I do consulting. And I charge. In fact, the Army War College thing I do, it's nowhere near that. I get a fraction of that money because I did somebody a favor, and it keeps me active at the War College twice a year. It's good to go in there. So I get something out of it by going in, even though it's a pain in the butt to do it. But it won't be lasting much longer. It'll end in November unless they change their minds, which I don't think they're going to do. So, yeah, but normally my consulting is $250, $300 an hour. I can charge $1,000 an hour. If I add up the $250 per hour consulting charge that I charge people for all the things I've done, just the streams, never mind the meet and greets in South Africa here, never mind the prepared videos, never mind the thousands of hours I've devoted to answering WhatsApp and email for people, answering questions over and over again. I mean, the revenue is well over $1 million. And I haven't charged anybody for anything. I get people all the time, can I pay you to answer questions for me? No, let me answer your question. I'm not going to charge you. Yep. Oh, it was very salty and very unnecessary right here in the chat. I mean, what do people think is going to happen? I mean, I've got very loyal viewers who are very responsible and lovely people. Do you think you're going to say something stupid about me and rude in the chat and not get lambasted? I mean, that person will get roasted. Actually, people are pretty kind to her. So, for instance, being in the refugee program, you've been the most truthful and helpful for everyone. You're very, okay, Crescent Glow, you're welcome. Yeah, entitlement started in COVID with food parcels, yep. Shitty attitudes, you're right. Right. People who pursue only money often exhibit hyper-materialistic behaviors prior to financial gain or personal relationship ethics and long-term well-being. Sorry, girl, out of line. Exactly. Again, this whole thing, first off, the asshole who called me so-called colonel, who is a loser, who runs her mouth. So-called colonel. Shut your cake hole. So-called colonel. Matter of public record. Go research who I am instead of being an asswipe. Full of myself. Do you see awards up there? Do you see them? No. In fact, my Legion of Merit is sitting here on the floor because somebody asked about it. I haven't put it back up yet. It's sitting here on the floor in a plastic box. Am I walking around wearing it? Now, I wore my uniform the other day, but that's because it was Memorial Day. And I came back and I didn't change. So all these people constantly tag me. It sits in a box. This is where it's at. United States of America. Legion of Merit. A super cool decoration that only goes to a small number of people. The Legion of Merit. If I was full of myself, this would be in a glass case hanging on the wall behind me to show it off in every stream. Stupid people. Oh, and then just like the idiots who call me a white supremacist and a racist. What have I ever said that's white supremacist? Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing. Just like that sloat loser. I did respond to that message. You want to know what I said? You want to know what I said to that message? I'll tell you what I said to that message. Where's it at? Well, never mind. I didn't save my screenshot. I thought I did. Anyway, I basically said the person's damaged. Exactly. It'd be on my chest when I wake up in the morning instead of singing this. And then the national award. I got an award from the government of Liberia for rebuilding their army and restoring peace to the country. And it sits in a box down here on the floor. Oh, Madeline, they're not stealing my joy. I'm just making them look like asses because they are asses. Vodka says, extremely humble in my opinion. Thank you. Time for the troll song, yeah. Thank you, Beth, for Oh, Beth is here. Oh, I missed you, Beth. I haven't seen you much lately. And Beth has an OG. Beth has been here for a long time. Beth says, has always been a very giving person. Many years of watching him give his time and expertise willingly. Thank you, Beth. Thank you for stating the truth. Yep. No, but these little fly-by-nighters come along and run their mouth. Yep. And run their, it's pathetic. I mean, so in the past year, I can think of at least 6 of these clowns, not including the Sunnyside Detective. But the Sunnyside Detective, the New England, I'm not going to say anymore, just say New England, that chubby Afrikaans woman, the black guy, the Nigerian who stole all my content. That's 5 right there that just come to mind. The bunny. Most of the triggers rather than rational conflict resolution works. Grown adults, they're incapable of emotional. You're right about that, Crystal. Okay. Where's your first Casio watch? This isn't my first one. I still have my first one. Doesn't Casio make the G-Shock? Here's my G-Shock. Still got this one. Still got that bad boy. That battery's been in there for 15 years. Can you believe that? That battery's been in there for 15 years. Yep, I haven't worn a watch in quite a while. I stopped wearing them in Africa because it was so damn hot and I would sweat all the time. It's disgusting because the sweat would get up in here and the dirt and stuff. So I quit wearing a watch. But odd thing is I'm left-handed, and you always wear it on the opposite hand. That's your finger. So I'm left-handed. I always wore a watch on my left hand, which is weird. Most left-handers wear it over here. But I just, because people wore them on the left hand, I started wearing it here. So I haven't worn a watch. This sits here on the table, but I dug this up in the basement. I forgot I had it. I have my first G-Shock still. I bought my first G-Shock in the 1990s. And the reason I bought it was a really cool G-Shock commercial. I was watching a hockey game, and Casio advertised, and they said, and then what they did is the hockey player hit the G-Shock watch with a stick, and it flew into the goalie's mitt, and it was still working. I'm like, yeah, I could get one of those. G-Shock just became kind of the go-to watch for military people. Some of them are better than others. I actually bought one that didn't have a backlit. I mean, it's a digital watch. Who doesn't have backlit for a digital watch? Actually, one of my G-Shocks was like that. Yeah, this has been in there for 15 years. It's still going. And it's got the correct date, Wednesday, the 27th of May, 11:25. Yep, it's amazing. It's got better time than that. Oh, actually, it's 4 minutes fast, sorry. But it's telling time better than that. 15 years, it's lost 4 minutes, or it's gained 4 minutes. Yeah, trolls why I stayed off Facebook. Been dark for a while. Hope you had a great Memorial Day. Hey, Mike. Mike's been around for a long time, too. Memorial Day was fine. Carlisle called off their parade. I made the decision to continue our parade, and it worked out, thankfully. The rain, we went out and we did the rifle salute and the taps, at 19 cemeteries, 2 teams. And we started, and then the mist started coming down. And I was like, we can still do it, but misty. And then we went through some of the cemeteries, and as we got to the ones further away, it started pouring. We got drenched at the next to last cemetery. Then we came back to the last cemetery. It was better. And then we got back to the veterans, the VFW, and the rain was stopping. It was back to mist, and it was 9 o'clock. And then by 9:20, the rain stopped. The weather forecast said 9:45, the rain was stopped, so it stopped early. By 10 o'clock, the crowd started breaking a little bit. I could see about 30 miles away, about 50 kilometers, that the clouds are breaking up over there. And I'm like, well, if the wind carries, we're going to be good. The prediction 91% rain at 9 o'clock, and it was raining. 10% at 10 o'clock, 4% 11 o'clock, and 0% at noon. And by the time we did the ceremony, the sun came out, and it was great. It was fantastic. Okay, so Arctic is going to get a deleted message. Okay. Yeah, I know it cleared up here in the morning, so it was pretty good. G-Shock, yep. Used to collect watches. Okay. Good morning, Jarrett. They say rain is an omen for a blessed day. Oh, come on, lighten up, says Arctic. I'm light, but I don't want that to sit there because I leave chat replay. George Steinberg is in from Heckport. Man, I thought we lost you, George. Haven't seen you in donkey years. We are so close to eclipsing 100. Did we get there? We got to 98. Now we're 97. Come on, get us to 100, folks. South Africans are waking up now. Yep. So anyway, the rugby streams are set up for all 3 of the games on Saturday. 7 a.m. Bulls, Munster. 9:30 Stormers, Cardiff. 3 p.m. Leinster and the Lions. Friday, Glasgow is playing against Connacht. I'm pulling for Connacht hard, but we'll see if they pull it off. Alan Kotza, good morning to you as well. Okay. I think Arctic meant to put a question mark. Happy now? Am I happy now? No, not happy now. Finished cutting and baling hay yesterday. Oh, I missed that. I tell you, that was one of the things I loved doing in the summertime. I love baling hay. I really did. Natalie Stein gave a 14 rand super chat. Thank you, Natalie. Go Bulls, says Debbie. Yeah, I'm pulling for the Bulls, pulling for the Stormers, pulling for the Lions. I like to see all 3 win. Okay, guess you're happy about the Vegas Knights. Oh, yeah. Big Flyer connection. Well, to me, Tortella is a Columbus Blue Jackets coach. That's why I remember this. The Springbok season starts, you can chill. No, not yet. They start off with the Babas. I wish I could be in South Africa, but I can't. Somewhere I saved that. Let me see if I save that image. Downloads. Let me see if it's there. Springboks. Okay, there it is. Rugby fixtures, Springboks 2026. Got it. Okay, let's bring that up. June 20th. So we got a whole month to go before we get to the season, and that's actually just a friendly because it's the Babas. That doesn't count. So let's take a look at this very quickly. There you go. So rugby fixtures June to November. Springboks versus Barbarians in Nelson Mandela Bay. Then the 4th of July, Springboks versus England. So I guess I'll have to be home by that time. That's 5:40. So I guess I'll be home on the 4th of July because I'll be covering Springboks versus England at Ellis Park. July 11th, Springboks versus Scotland in Pretoria. July 18th, Springboks versus Wales in Durban. And then August 8th, they're in Argentina. August 22nd, New Zealand. 29th, New Zealand. 5th of September, New Zealand. Yep. So, wow. September 12th, 27th, 7th November, 13th November, and 21st November. Yep. So they play Babas, then England, Scotland, Wales, Argentina on the road, then New Zealand at home, and New Zealand a home game, but in Baltimore. And then, what was that? Thank you, Amanda. You're having a Stolen Ground 2 interview. No. Are you asking me to do one? Then they're on the road to Perth to play Australia, then on the road to Italy, and on the road to Paris, and on the road to Dublin. That's going to be a tough. They should be able to win Australia and Italy, but France and Ireland will be a tough way to finish the season up. By then, there'll be a lot of wounded players. So they've got the final 5 games on the road. That is a tough schedule. Yep. This is going to be a tough year. if they do well here, it'll be amazing. I mean, I'd love to see them. I don't think we're going to have another 12-1 season. That's going to be tough. I'd love to see it, and they're capable of pulling it off, but that is going to be super tough to do. Really going to be hard to do. You want me to do a stolen ground interview. All right, well, speaking of stolen ground, Joe has his backup buddy. Okay, so to raise funds for it. Okay. Backup buddy, there we go. Okay, let's go to back buddy. If you guys want to donate to that. Also, the White Cross Monument, they're trying to raise money for that. That's a separate thing. So, May 27th, people have nominated again today. Okay. So he wanted to raise, he said 1,500 people give 100 rand, and that'd do it. So 254,000 out of the 400,000 so far that are needed. Yep. So people donated again today. There's several donations there. Okay. May 26th. So people are still donating every day. It's pretty cool. 254,000 rand. WBC, it must be some kind of kickboxing. Kind of somewhere the U.S. gets the American national rugby team going. Well, the U.S. has Afrikaners already. Ruben de Haas is our scrum half, and Hunko Hemeshuis also plays for us, and I think Marno Redlinghuis might have played last year. We've had South Africans playing for us. It's been a great show today. Good topics, great conversation, good news, sports times. Thank you so much. You're welcome to Scoutalicious. Are you leaving? In South African English, happy now is a statement, not a question. Well, you're on an English program, American English. And Holden says best thing about Casio is that it doesn't have technology. Yeah, that's a fair point. Don't care about this season. I want to see lots of new players getting game time, or old men are going to shit the bed come World Cup 2027. Are you getting ready for work? Okay, Scoutalicious. Okay. Do you watch boxing? No, I watched it when I was a kid, but it's a brutal sport, and I don't really get it. So, yeah. Yeah, Vegas, I'm very happy about. So I'm going to be watching the Stanley Cup Finals. The problem is that I do these night owls now, and it interferes with the time because Vegas plays at 10 p.m. Sorry, Skuman, welcome back. Not a morning person. Sorry to hear that. Sloth Puppy, there's an OG, man. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. So anyway, like I said, the channel has gone down since December every month. 1 month had a slight spike. So basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months in a row, we've declined in revenue. If I was doing this for money, I'd be really hard pressed. By the way, I got a payment from Facebook. I think I mentioned this. I got like $8. Woo! $8.50 or something like that. I did send my son the Campbells. I don't know if they read it. I haven't checked. Let me see. Yep, he read it. I don't know if he's done anything with it, but he read it. Oh, that's weird. I need to fix this. Okay, edit that. I got the kind of anal about that. There we go. Boom. Fixed. Okay. It was bothering me. Oh, wow. Huh. So here's the song somebody made about Coming America. That's not downloading. That's because it was April. I wonder if it's still there. Kentucky national birds, bloodsuckers. Mosquitoes. Whole day at home affairs tomorrow. I'm dying on the inside. Vod, come out. Good luck with that. If they ask for anything, tell them you're going to Mauritius. You need whatever you need because you're going to Mauritius. That's all they need to know. What's with mosquitoes here in Kentucky? Damn thing's chasing me. Well, they must like your blood. Oh, Amelia needs to charge her battery. Mosquitoes generally don't bother me much. Yep. Arctic says no. No what? Emerencia Quinn gave 35 Rand super chat. Thank you for that. You know we're all about the money. Oh, we went over 100. Yay, finally. What a slow night to get there. Again, I guess because we didn't do this at 11 o'clock. Say Botswana. If you say Mauritius, they think you're rich and you can buy. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, good point. Good point, Arctic. Okay, I'll accept that. Tell them you're going to Botswana or Namibia. There you go. Yep. Mosquitoes don't like lavender. I have lavender in my front yard. I love lavender. I got one bush and it is determined. You know, that thing just keeps coming back. Yep, I love lavender. Also love tulips and also like those little, I can't think what those flowers are called, but they're beautiful. Yep, I used to know all the plants, man. When I was a farmer, I knew all the trees. I could identify trees by their bark, by their shape, by their size, by their leaf, of course, by their acorns or nuts that they produced. Yeah, I used to know all, but I unfortunately don't know them so well now. That information's buried somewhere in the hard drive back here, and I don't know where it's at. I can't access it. It's in a bad sector. I think it's in a bad sector. I can't find it. Yep. Put on your old clothes and say you got to go to Lesotho to get your sheep back. That's an idea. Carol Duplessis, how you doing there? Debbie gave a 35 Rand super chat. It is the night of 35 Rand super chats. Thank you for that. Why does this chat never stay up in the studio? Upgrade to a solid state drive. Yeah, well, Topi, I don't want to cut my cranium open to replace the drive. Off to work. Brads, have a good day. Off to work. Thanks for being here. Okay. Australia sounds amazing. It did used to sound amazing, but now it's taken over by woke, and it's full of Arab terrorists and Chinese criminals. Yeah. So Australia is not wonderful. I've only been to the airport in Sydney, but I will be at the World Cup next year. Got my tickets already. Looking forward to it. Yep. Let me see if I can find where I've got that at real quickly. Let's see. Australia 2027. Let me look at my screenshot here. Okay. This is what I came up with. Let me see. So I've got... okay. Oh, wow. That got significantly less complicated. I had a very complicated plan here that went away. Yeah, and it didn't work out well. So Newcastle fell out. So now I've got tickets to see Argentina, Fiji, France, Georgia, Ireland, Italy, Japan, Portugal, Romania, South Africa, USA, Wales, and Zimbabwe. So game one will be in Adelaide on October 2nd. Versus Wales versus Zimbabwe. October 3rd, South Africa versus Italy in Adelaide. Then I have to go to Sydney for October 4th, where it's Ireland versus Portugal. Brisbane is on October 10th, France versus Japan. And then October 9th, France versus Japan. October 10th, South Africa versus Georgia. And then from there I go back to Adelaide, where my next game is on the 15th, and that's Japan versus USA. And then the 16th, Argentina versus Fiji. From there, I fly to Perth. And on the 17th of October, it's South Africa versus Romania. And I'll stay in Western Australia because then the group stage, I have a ticket for Group 16, B versus D, E, and F. And B is South Africa, hopefully. So I'll get to catch back-to-back South Africa games, catch 4 South Africa games, hopefully. And from there, I have to go 23rd. I have to fly to Melbourne from Perth. The 24th, I have a group of 16 game. Yep, so there you go. The only things, I'm not going to go to Newcastle now. Originally, I had plans for Newcastle. And I'm not going to get to Townsville. Townsville's just a bridge too far away. So, yep. So that's what? How many games is that? Lost track. Let me see. Ticket sales. That's not it. I thought I had, the match schedule draft B. Which one? This is properties. Okay, that's February 20th. I think that's, yeah, February 3rd. Okay, February 20th. Okay, let's see what we got now. All right, so yeah, so October 2nd, Wales versus Zimbabwe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games. Yeah, it's way down from what I normally go to. That's the least number of games I've gone to since New Zealand in 2011. But Australia is just too big. But I will get to go see Adelaide, and now I'm thinking about staying a little bit longer after the Melbourne game and going to Tasmania. I've always wanted to go to Tasmania, so looking at that. That would be so cool. So anyway, Tasmania from Melbourne. So got to start saving cash now, folks. It's going to be very expensive. Very expensive. Planes, trains, and automobiles. That's the plan. Planes, trains, and automobiles. I think mostly I'll be flying and then just taking local cars, driving around the area for the week. So, yep. I got to start planning that a little bit more sometime soon because couldn't book flights. It was too far out. It'd be great if I get to see the Springboks and cover them and do some interviews, but I don't think so. Everything's bigger than you say, starting with mosquitoes. Yeah, that's true and not true, Arctic. The mosquitoes in the Pacific Northwest are tiny little bastards. Tiny, so tiny that you almost can't see them when you try to swat them. The mosquitoes here, like in the Great Lakes and in the Midwest, those things get huge. Yeah. Floods, heavy clouds of mosquitoes can descend on livestock, exhaust them, occasionally fatal blood loss. Well, where's that at? My Aussie pal. What Aussie pal are you talking? Oh, that guy. No, I am going to visit some Australians. Yep, I'm going to visit some Australians. Well, South Africans live in Australia and an Australian from Tasmania. So if I can get in touch with him. You burn the lighter? No, don't burn that. That's crazy. Brother lives in Perth. They're going to the game as well. Well, Vanessa, you got to link me up with your brother. Yeah, just like so. We are starting to make the Baltimore game here, the last of the All Blacks tour, Springboks and All Blacks here in Baltimore, turning into epic event. The Campbells will be playing in Baltimore. I'm staying in Baltimore Friday night. Going to link up. We'll have a meet and greet Friday night. We'll get together on Saturday. The Bry Army is going to be here. I'm so looking forward to it. That day is going to be epic. It's crazy. You can burn lots of things to keep the mosquitoes away. So, but the thing is, they have a preference for blood. They'll eat my blood, but I am not their primary target. I'm not the one they want to go for. Yeah, that guy. Now I don't even know where that idiot lives. Well, they must love you. Yep. Oh, Crystal, my schedule's always busy, and of course, while I'm there, my viewership will drop. Yep. But remember, I do this all for the money and for the clicks. Okay. So sorry to hear they kept coming for you. So there are 8 cities in Australia they're doing this in, which is a small number of stadiums actually. So Adelaide Oval, Brisbane Stadium, Dockland Stadium, Newcastle Stadium, North Queensland Stadium, Perth Stadium, Stadium Australia, and Sydney Football Stadium. Yep. Japan was pretty awesome, I'm telling you that, man. Pretty awesome. Yeah, I tried to book the Hilton in Adelaide, sold out. The moment the tickets went on sale, it was already blocked off. I don't know if that's because it's really blocked off or it was just in advance. In fact, let me try that again now and see. Maybe there's something there now. So let me see. Hilton. I just want to try that really quickly and see if that was just blocked off because it was so far in advance because it was 18 months out. Let me sign in first. Because I stayed at Hilton properties in Japan. They weren't cheap. Okay, sign me in. What's going on here? Okay, I'm finally signed in. Okay, so I need to put in Adelaide. Okay. Adelaide, South Australia. Okay, check-in dates, 2026, 2027, October 1st to the 3rd. Oh, they have it. It says select dates. The other one's sold out. 2 nights stay unavailable. I guess I can stay there for 1 night. Okay. Okay. Change the date. 1 night. Done. Update. Sold out. You bastards. Yeah, all the Hilton properties were sold out. Yeah, so Adelaide. And that didn't work. Do they even have them in? So let's go to search, edit search. We'll try Perth. Not in New Jersey or Canada or Scotland, but rather in Australia. Perth, Australia. Perth, Australia. Okay. Western Australia. And what dates do I need that match schedule? Let's see. Perth. That's going to be Brisbane, Adelaide, Perth. I need from the 23rd. So, oh, wait a second. 17, okay. Okay, 17, there we go. 16 October to, let's go to 19. Let's pick 3 nights. Done. Update. And sold out, sold out, sold out. I mean, I'm going to keep trying, but I don't know if that's just, just what the heck. That's crazy. I deleted emails earlier when I was on the radio. I deleted emails, and I have already received in my personal account another 50 emails. Wow. That's crazy. Anyway, so. Yeah, O positive is like Red Bull for them, yep. It will cause, if you say what you say, we'll have to bail you out of Aussie Commie Jail. Yeah, no, I'll be quiet when I'm there. Okay. Alrighty, guys. 106 people here finally. Ooh, cool. We're almost reaching 500 people. Wow. Flies are slower, though. Flies are slower than mosquitoes. Mosquitoes are clever little devils. That's why they survive. Well, know because my son's entomologist specializes in mosquitoes. Okay. Yeah, well, we have gnats. I hate gnats. Ugh, gnats. Ugh. Ugh, summer gnats. They're terrible. Warm, humid weather, yep. They have an easier time finding a place to breed in the summertime. Wasp. Ugh. Ugh. Wardrobe ticks. Ugh. Mice don't like peppermint oil. Do you know that? Good night, Madeline. Thanks for being here. Gnats are terrible. Sweet rugby dreams. All right, Beth, take care. Madeline, you take care as well. All right, so I had an idea for a video earlier. I didn't get around to making it. I should probably make that video before I go to bed. What was that video now? Now I'm drawing a blank. My part of the month video is doing okay, not great. 19,500 views. It should make 20,000, but let's see what happened to those 100,000 view days. 246 comments on it, though. Somebody said, that's not fair, Chris. He doesn't have the skills to work at a chicken lick, and poor customers will never get their chicken. Somebody said, oh my word, I'm lost for words. Clowns to the left, me jokers to the right. Yep. Yep. You're welcome, Cecilia. All right, I'm going to wrap it up then. Hey, Mike, you have a good night. Looks like everybody's going to bail on me here, so we're going to wrap it up. Thanks for being here. Be sure to hit the like button if you haven't done it. And we'll see you later in the day, Thursday, okay? Cool beans. Maybe get a chance to take care of some things. I'll be meeting a refugee tomorrow afternoon here in Pennsylvania who's traveled up here, who's working. See how it's going for that refugee. Cheers, everybody. Bye-bye. That was the wrong button. Here's the correct one.